Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. And what I want to share with you today is how to attract more high-end coaching clients. So stay tuned. I'll share with you some insight. All right, so if you're running a coaching one-on-one video coaching sessions for your customers and clients, and you're giving them some advice, insight, and brainstorming mastermind sessions, and they're paying you for your time, the key question you might be wondering is, how do I attract more good quality people like that? How do I attract people that can afford me, people that can go ahead and actually are in that subject matter that I want to go ahead and give coaching advice to, or communicate and discuss those types of topics? How do I attract the right people? Because what could be happening is that when you go ahead and do coaching services, and let's just pretend your coaching clients cost them, the service rate is around $500 an hour. Well, in that case, if you're attracting the wrong clientele, they may not be able to afford you. So how is it that you go ahead and attract the right people, the people that could afford you? I want to share with you some insight here as far as this goes. And it really comes down to the things that you talk about. So when you look at different topics of conversation like coupon clipping or baby strollers or investing $5,000, all three of these types of topics of conversation are completely different. They're in a different world or different realm. Now, I don't know what kind of coaching services you're offering. Maybe it's on yoga, maybe it's on health, nutrition. It could be on something else. But the thing is the topics that you cover, even if it's in, let's say, health and nutrition, if you're talking about how to be healthy and nutritious with, let's say, cheap products, well, in that case, those people that are interested in that type of content may be pinching pennies. They may be, I mean, of course, not all of them. It may be that they don't have a lot to spend, or they're really watching their figure. Whereas if you focus on, let's say, eating healthy or creating a healthy nutrition-based diet without worrying about cost, like let's say the most premium products for someone who wants to take their health and nutrition to the next level, that all of a sudden will attract a whole different type of person or clientele. So if you look at the discussion and the topics that you're covering and talking about, it's going to be what attracts people. So let's pretend I'm talking about baby strollers. Well, think about the clientele that's going to attract. That's going to probably attract people who are parents or new parents. It's going to attract mostly moms, because dads don't look at baby strollers that often. I will say, again, me throwing my random statistics out there, it's probably like an 80-20 rule, where 80% of the moms focus more on the strollers, and the dads kind of just review the strollers or take a look at it, quick peek, and if it's good enough, they're good to go. Sometimes that's backwards, of course, but in general, it's going to be more parents, it's going to be more moms, kind of in the parenting years, and probably in the 30 to 40 range for the years. So even maybe 25 to kind of 40, and you're kind of maxing out at 40. So that's kind of the clientele that you're attracting. Now, if you're looking at coupon clipping, again, it may be a different demographic. Could it be parents? Sure, it could be. But it's probably, if I'm focusing on coupon clipping, I'm looking for people who are save or budget oriented. They probably don't have a lot of disposable income, not a lot in savings, not a lot of disposable income. They could be living paycheck to paycheck. Again, not always the case, but in general, a person who's making, let's say, $200,000, $300,000 a year is not going to worry about a $1 or 50-cent coupon at a grocery store. They just don't have the time for it. So you're attracting a certain clientele because you're talking and discussing coupon clipping. Baby strollers, you're attracting a certain clientele. If you're talking about investing your first $5,000, well, now you're attracting a different clientele. How about investing and managing a $100,000 account? Again, now you're talking about people who have $100,000 to invest. Now, sometimes you have to be careful where if you're talking about this, sometimes people are attracted to it because it's just a law of large numbers or law of interest, or just the cause that it's just attracting people to go into some higher end things, or they're just interested in it. It's kind of like a clickbait type of thing. So you have to be careful that if you're going like way above and beyond, like $100,000 or $1 million account, you might be just, getting people that are just not even that they're not capable of it. They're just kind of clicking videos or articles because it's interesting to them, but not necessarily that they can afford it. So when you start talking about, let's say maybe $35,000, it could be fine. When you're looking at $75,000, again, it could be fine. But the point is that if you're going way beyond those levels, sometimes people in that range will just hire a money manager to manage their money. So my point is that when you look at getting higher end coaching clients, it's kind of like, what are the topics and conversations that you're talking about? It's the same way that if you're going to attract someone, like if you want to attract someone who's into sports and fitness, and you want a relationship with someone who's into health and fitness or into a healthy relationship, chances are you might meet them at the gym, you might meet them working out, you might meet them on a team or recreational, let's say volleyball, golf, basketball team, something like that. Whereas if you're interested in someone who's into kind of, let's say, movies or let's say gaming, like, board games and competition, you might meet them maybe at a Comic-Con or, cosplay type event, something like that. So everybody's at a different point. So it's kind of like surround yourself and discuss the things that you want to attract. So if you're trying to attract high-end coaching people, what are the topics of conversations? Where are they hanging out? That's what you want to go ahead and, do and discuss. And if you do that, they're typing in those types of keywords for the search, whether you're writing a blog or creating a video or writing books about that. And then they're going to digest your content. And now you're attracting the right type of people and audience. So I hope this makes sense. Because if you're targeting the wrong person, it's not to say that you're not going to get a lot of hits or visitors, because you might. But the point is it might not be the right types of visitors. It might not be the right type of customers. And you might get, let's say, 10 times the amount of visitors or traffic, but they're not buying your products or services or your coaching services. And now all of a sudden it's just kind of a waste in a way. So I hope you find this helpful. Gives you some things to think about as you go ahead and plan out the content, the topics, the products that you're working on creating, and maybe makes a little bit more sense of how to attract the right type of customer and audience to you. So thanks for joining me. Feel free to grab some freebies that I have down here by clicking the link right there on this video, or subscribe to the channel if you're brand new and check out some other great videos. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.